Welcome to the LOFA CP800 and CP900 control panels. This segment will demonstrate how to configure the panel to use dual floats in a simple empty or pump out auto start application. Examples of this type of application are sewer bypass or flood water control. The configuration starts by entering the menus and navigating to the auto start behavior. The first step is to set the operation. The choices are high to low or low to high. In this case, the desired operation is to take the water level from a high level to a low level, so high to low should be selected. The next step is to set up the start and stop with dual floats. Press the right arrow button and enter into the selection menu and choose dual switch. The next step is to set up a start delay. This time in seconds determines how long the start condition must remain true before the auto start operation will begin. Similarly, set up the stop delay. The cycle delay is the time in seconds that the panel will wait before auto starting again. This feature is useful to prevent rapid crank up and shutdown cycles. Back out of the menus to the gauge page and press the dashboard button. This full screen dashboard is a quick and easy way to see many of the auto start configurations as well as the current status of the auto start operation. The dashboard is showing that the start event is when both switches are closed or floating, and the stop event occurs when both switches are open or not floating. It is also showing that the cruise control or maintain function is disabled. One of the many benefits of this dashboard is the ability to verify that the desired setup was done properly. The panel also uses a configurable ramp profile during the auto start operation. The ramp profile has configurable warm-up, intermediate, run, and cool down profile settings to help protect the engine and other assets such as plumbing, or to ensure proper ramp up and down of pressure or flow. The ramp profile has both ramp and time settings. The following diagram shows the settings and the relationship to each other. To configure the ramp profile and RPM settings, a tech or admin level access to the menus is required. In the menus, navigate to System, Pins, Elevate Access Level, and enter the tech pin. The default is 1111. We are now at tech level and entering the auto start, ramp profile, and ramp RPM settings. We can set our intermediate speed. The intermediate RPM selects the RPM the panel will request for the intermediate speed. Intermediate speed is a specific speed point that the engine will pause at during the ramping up cycle. The intermediate speed can be used to, for example, to prime a pump, charge lines, or to further warm up the engine. The run RPM selects the RPM the panel will request for the run speed. The run speed is the normal operating speed of the machine. Now that these RPM settings have been configured, the time profiles can be configured by navigating back and into the time profile. The warm-up time is the time in seconds the engine will stay at the idle RPM after cranking up. Ramp up is the time in seconds the engine will take to ramp from the idle speed to the intermediate speed. Intermediate is the time in seconds the engine will pause at the intermediate RPM. Ramp to run is the time in seconds the engine will take to ramp from the intermediate RPM to the run RPM. Ramp to cool down is the time in seconds the engine will take to ramp down from the run RPM to the idle RPM. Cool down time is the time in minutes the engine will stay at the idle speed before turning off the engine. The following simulation will show the autostart dashboard behavior under this configuration and scenario. Activate the autostart mode. Tank fills, causing the bottom float to go up and continues until the top float goes up, causing the start delay to count down. Engine cranks and sits at the warm-up speed. It ramps to the intermediate speed and pauses at the intermediate speed. Then it ramps to the run speed and is now operating and pumping at the run speed. The tank starts to empty, causing the top float to go down, and continues until the bottom float goes down, causing the stop delay to count down. The engine ramps to the idle speed and pauses at the idle speed for the cool down duration. The engine is shut down and the panel is now ready for the next auto start cycle when the floats go up again. This concludes this segment.